Have you ever been out to eat at a restaurant, maybe with a friend, somewhere nice, and you go to pay the bill and you realize that it's already been taken care of? That is one of the best feelings ever, to know that you don't have to worry about it, you're being taken care of. My husband and I have 3 little kids, and with each of our babies, you bring them home and you spend these first few days just kind of trying to get a sense of who they are and allowing them to get a sense of who you are as a parent. And I think that's the first way that our kids really come to know us, just as the people who are taking care of them. So we never had to sit them down and introduce ourselves and go through a long history or tell them anything about any of the places we'd been. They just came to know us as people who were always there, people who were good, and people who were going to give them the things that they needed. So this Sunday in the Gospel, we get to hear Jesus call himself the Good Shepherd. He says, "I am the Good Shepherd," and I love to imagine this part in Scripture because I think maybe he was just trying to find a way to draw the people into a deeper understanding of who he really was and what he was all about. So he used an example that they would be familiar with. These people would know immediately what the role of a shepherd was, to make sure that the sheep were safe and to make sure that all their needs were being provided for. When we hear Scripture, I think we really have to allow ourselves to be moved by it, knowing that Jesus knew when he said that how deeply impacted you and I would have the potential to be by this idea of a God who is not far off and removed, but a God who says, "I see who you are, I see what your needs are, and I have a plan to take care of it all." Because isn't that one of our deepest longings as human beings, just to know that someone is taking care of us, to know that we're safe? So if you've ever felt worried or afraid, if you've ever felt unsteady in the midst of the chaos of your life, or maybe you're like me, I know a lot of times I find myself in this mentality where I feel like the entire weight of the responsibility of my care is on my own shoulders. Like I have to scratch and claw my way into getting the things that I need. And if you can relate to that on any level, then I think maybe Jesus wants to bring us all into this deeper understanding of who he is, the Good Shepherd, who longs to take care of all of our needs. See, because if he's the shepherd, then we're the sheep. And I think if you're a sheep, you don't worry about anything. You just know that the shepherd's taking care of it all. And that's the peace that God desires for us, the peace and safety that comes with living every day of your life with the understanding that our needs are going to be met. So I just encourage you today to come to Jesus, come to him in the simplicity of your prayer, come to him in the sacraments. And when you come, know that you don't have to have every verse of Scripture memorized, you don't have to have all the answers. I think that Jesus says to us, "I am the Good Shepherd," so that we can know him in the most basic of ways, in the same ways that we come to know our parents as new little babies. I think he wants us to know that he's a God who's always present, is always good, and has a plan to give us everything that we need. God bless you.